Hi guys, this is MA Studio. Don't forget to subscribe and like my videos for more Dragon Ball stuff. In the last chapters of Dragon Ball Super, after intense training on the planet Yard Red, Vegeta has finally done it. After many years in Dragon Ball series, we have the pleasure of viewing Vegeta has finally gone above and beyond in his own ways and surpassed his lifelong rival Goku. Goku underwent his own training with the underground angel training Beerus for the upcoming battle with Moro as well. A technique was mastered by Vegeta even Goku could never hope to control. Wow. When the battle finally moved his way to the earth as Moro started fighting with the Z fighters, who was the first to arrive with his new ever find full power on the battlefield, Moro subordinates and make his way to the main battlefield. It came to a surprising conclusion when even the best efforts put forth by the Goku ultimately mean nothing. Nothing was more exposed than the weaknesses of Goku new power. Judah finally shows himself before everyone who is the new and improved fighter in his own, harboring and only the instant transmission technique, his new technique as well. Now there is no help from the gods, there will be no one to step in to help them currently, as this further provoked action by the higher ups making sure that the angel couldn't isn't breached. The final struggle between the Ultra Instinct Goku and Moro, instead of pacing himself in the battle, which was what he and Meerus had originally planned, Goku instead chose to go all out once. He saw that he still wouldn't be any regular battle as Moro is becoming stronger than ever before, but doing so much power to be exhausted so much quickly. Now after a short chat of Goku, Piccolo and other strong fighters about what they both had been through over the past few weeks, Vegeta power up but not in a new form, but the same Super Saiyan blue form that he used to be in the tournament of power. Vegeta really gets strong enough to defeat Moro now. With Dragon Ball Super's chapter number 61 in the latest edition, which I have read many times, the Galactic Patrol Prison Saga, I liked actually, which have been released, we find ourselves at the start of the long-awaited battle between the Moro and Vegeta. Vegeta charges forth with power still to be revealed. But right away his impressive speed and strength catch Moro off guard, landing the first punch everyone expects. It can barely believe what they have just seen as. Vegeta, not even in the form closer instinct, was able to send Moro flying backwards with a single punch. Unfortunately, when Moro lifts his head, he shows that he's still unharmed. Wow, that was not expected. Moro commends Vegeta on how much stronger he has grown in a short amount of time. However, he's still no match for him. Vegeta, without uttering a single reply, charges forward attacking Moro with a flurry of punches, pushing him back even further. Vegeta gotten so much stronger, I barely recognized on Piccolo says. Spectating the battle, but even so Moro is still more powerful as Moro finally gains control of the outslot again. He catches Vegeta's fist mid-punch, telling him that he should submit now with these pathetic efforts. Then he sends Vegeta flying with a single kick right into the cliff the others were standing on. I do commend you for increase your power so much, he says. The Vegeta with such strength, Moro says. But Vegeta once again, without any regard for the things Moro was saying, charges out of this time. Vegeta went limitless and goes like a complete madman as Gohan was watching everything, and he feels what Vegeta is lost in, like he will kill Moro, and finally he sees Moro growing continuously angry at Vegeta. Vegeta is persistent, but when he goes to grab them to try his absorption, Vegeta easily ducks under his hands. But something else is up here, as Goku notices as well. Vegeta lands another crucial hit on the Moro, who almost seems to realize what's going on here. As well, Vegeta beats him down in a fit of rage. So Moro finally snaps and grabs Vegeta in his clutches, lifting him above his head and then slamming him into the ground below in the drastic way. Moro looks increasingly exhausted with every passing second as Vegeta rises to his feet with a smirk. Goku hopes that has only moments of watching Vegeta fight. He confirms what his new technique is. Vegeta continues his attack, now blocking every single strike from the weak and Moro, but he delivers a vicious kick of his own to the ribs of his opponent. We finally get a closer look as to what exactly he's been happening there as. Vegeta kicks makes contact with Moro. Norms of life energy begin to leave his body as he shows obvious concerns about his power leaving him, but he continues to fight back to create distance between the two of them. As Vegeta backs off, Goku can't help but ask him this new technique of yours. Exactly, Kakarot. For a spirit vision, Vegeta responds. As he charges back into the battle, more and more of the attack are landing. Vegeta delivers a massive start to Moro, this one decisively making him cough up a huge supply of life energy. Gohan says as they continue to watch the battle from up, is it getting stronger somehow? But Piccolo replies that it actually looks like Moro is the one getting weaker. Here as we see more energy leaving Moro body and floating up into the air. This is when the rest of them also take notice of the energy leaving the battlefield as well. And when they look above, there is a giant orb of energy is forming. Vegeta descends to meet his opponent only to find that his technique has worked amazingly. When Moro gets back to his feet, he reverted back to his ordinary form, from which they had first encountered him. What have you done to me? He says through bated breath. Vegeta replies, saying that all of these spirits he stole and the energy he absorbed from countless innocent people. He simply said that. But Ginna lifts his hand into the air and then opens his palm as the energy above and begins to separate. All of a sudden, the orb disappears into the atmosphere above, traveling over the earth. But the universe world, as we see that even on Yard Red, they can see the life energy being dispersed. The Gia has finally done it in the Yard Earth's. He replied happily, with Pai Bara confirming that this seems to be all of the life energy Moro has been stealing the entire time. As the others fly over to Goku to make sure he's okay, and the first thing Piccolo wants to know, it's just what is the mysterious move that Vegeta using all of a sudden for spirit vision? Goku replies it tears apart things that were combined through fusion or absorption, but I have never seen it before. It was wrecking Moro absolutely now that he has been weakened even more. You mean that this is all of a life energy of all of these people he killed? Piccolo's asked, to which Vegeta replies yes, and I can even extract all of those in the Mekin's refuse with long to go. If you care to try it out, and says, Goku praises Vegeta on learning a new technique that not even he was able to do. Which Vegeta replies, of course, we underwent the same training, but I am much more talented than you. Victory has mined this. Vegeta goes after Moro the goat and says this never really set well. With all this stuff about absorption, fusion, all of that, it doesn't reflect one of the true inherent power I will crave is a fair fight. Moro angrily pounds. Vegeta tells him he plans of making him cough up every last bit of energy he stole. Since his little prison breaks, he calls out and asks him with a rather lot more backup in the prison, or should he just eliminate him here? It's a which Joker replies that the only reason they even had him locked up in the first place was because nobody was strong enough to kill him. So by all means, if Ginna can be the one to do it, then please rid the universe of this threat. Well, you heard him, Fujita replied. Standing up abnormally, sadly for you, I am not a fool like Kakarot, he goes on. You will regret ever breaking out of that prison. Once you are in the afterlife, Moro begs the question, does Vegeta for some reason think that they won't end up in the same place in the afterlife. When I die, Vegeta replies. Then Moro started to escape. Vegeta replies, you barely have a scrap of power left in you, Moro. However, assures that he does in fact still have his magic. He raises an amorous wall of flames between he and Vegeta. Before he can finish off, allowing him to escape as Vegeta shocks himself at being taken out guards so easily. Moro vanishes where Jackie was able to spot him in the sky. Vegeta chases after him and at full speed, but Moro escapes on his ship, and on his ship are the remaining surviving members of his crew. Shocked to see that Captain is such a bad shape, yet Moro immediately kills Chima with an energy being. Frank 73 is shocked by the Captain action, is not allowing what to expect, but Moro aims for him next, incapacitating him as well. But what he does next is absolutely repulsive. Moto saying that he planned ahead and actually planted a very specific copy of his powers inside 73, and as Vegeta finally makes his way aboard the ship to try and finishes off Moro will seem devouring. Vegeta throws a key blast at him, attempting to just blow up the whole ship and Moro. But when the smoke clears, but Jinnah is frozen by what he sees. No Moro powers back to normal now. Goku said he's even stronger now at that exact moment. Vegeta's body plumps towards the earth and he crashes into the hillside, completely falling out of a Super Saiyan Blue. For the Z fighter rush over to check on the data, not going exactly what happened yet, but in this moment, Moro is in his prime most powerful form, yet descends upon them stronger than ever, while Goku and Vegeta remain powerless once again after the long short lived. So guys, if you like this video and information, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get updated when I upload a new video, and share if you like my video. Till then, enjoy.